chair is way too big.
It's perfect for us.
This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine.
Hey, this chair is just right.
This bed is way too hard.
It's perfect for me.
This bed is way too soft.
Ah, just what I needed. This bed is just right.
So come on over to Lee's Heads.
Number 22, P.J. Lynch.
Back with you, Chris Cottrell on KDB.TV. Starting lineups now for Gordon-Rushville. Jace Nelson, a 6'5 sophomore. P.J. Lynch, a 6'1 junior. Carter Anderson, a sophomore at 5'11. Ellis Livingston, a 5'7 sophomore. And Keenan Shorting, also a sophomore at 5'11. Gordon-Rushville head coach is Joel Nelson. They are 12 and 8. Let's get you these starters for the Bayard Tigers. Trent Marquez, a 5'10 sophomore. Jack Kildow, a senior at 5'1.
Number 15,
Damon Avaliz, a 6' senior.
6'3" and senior, number 23.
Also in the starting lineup, Trevor Rash, a 6'3 senior, and Garrett Hopkins, a 6'3 sophomore, will get the start as well.
The head coach is Mike Simmons. He's assisted by Steve Posey.
Mike Simmons, the head coach. And Bayard's record right now at 11 and 9. To settle in for game 2. Gordon-Rushville in the visiting black jerseys and game shorts for this one. Bayard in the home whites. 8 on the clock, and the ball is in the air, and we are underway with Gordon-Rushville controlling the opening tip. Game 2 of 4 on KDB.TV this afternoon and this evening. Gordon-Rushville in an early turnover. Stepping into the passing lane is Trent Marquez, and he lays it in on the quick transition basket. A quick 2-0 start. Now we get a second consecutive turnover to start the game. Committed by Gordon-Rushville. Two-0 lead early for Bayard. With it on the right side is Rash. He dumps it underneath. Unable to finish was Garrett Hopkins, the 6'3 sophomore. Hopkins averages 11. Avaliz averages 11. Kildow 5. Marquez 8. And Rash 7. Now we get a whistle and a foul called.
First foul, first team foul. Cody Ferguson, could you report to the announcer's table here, please? Cody Ferguson.
Foul goes against Marquez for Bayard. Plenty of youth for this Gordon-Rushville squad as they start. 4 sophomores. Loose underneath, it'll stay with the Mustangs. Last touch by the Tigers out of bounds. 2-0 Bayard early. Nelson a sophomore, Anderson a sophomore, Livingston and Schwarting, all sophomores in this starting lineup. Unable to knock down the three-point shot attempt was Ellis Livingston. He averages 7.5 points a game. Hopkins up top, Marquez with the basketball, puts it on the deck against Livingston. Hopkins off the right wing. Finds a cutter and the bucket there for Jack Kildow. Bayard leads 4-0 here early. Jace Nelson will shoot the triple and knock it down. No, check that. That was Nelson.
For 3.
And the early Bayard lead cut to 1 at 4-3. Hopkins on a little dribble drive action off the left wing. Missed the shot, grabbed his own rebound, got fouled. And Garrett Hopkins will shoot 2 at the line.
Anderson's first foul. First team foul.
Foul charge to Carter Anderson. That's his first team foul. Hopkins can't knock down the first. He's a 53% free throw shooter. Second on the way, 1 at 2 And Bayard's lead is 2. Livingston handles it for Gordon-Rushville, brings it across the timeline. Marquez steps out defensively, right side. They enter it down low to Nelson. Pump fake up. Couldn't get the bunny to go from the right block. Grabs his own miss. And the big-bodied Jace Nelson scores with ease on the offensive rebound and the stick back.
Nelson for 2.
Trevor Rash charged with the personal. We're tied at 5
First foul.
as Nelson tries to give Gordon-Rushville their first lead of the game, and he does. Jace Nelson, a 6'5 sophomore. He's got all 6 points for Gordon-Rushville here in the early stages of the first quarter. On the catch is Avalese, and that shot off the mark. Livingston into the front court. They'll move it left side wing. Dribble drive off the wing. Unable to get the shot to go was Keenan Schwarting. Ball loose, nearly turned it over. Marquez in the left corner. Step back, thought about the 3. Now it's Kildow. He'll shoot. That 3 ball off the front of the iron. We're going to get an offensive foul, a push. This will go against Garrett Hopkins, his first personal.
Hopkins.
6-5 the score here early.
Third team foul.
Marquez defends on the perimeter. They try to enter it to the low block area. Rash had pushed Nelson step or 2 away from the block. We get a foul. That's going to be number 2 on Trevor Rash. Rash will sit, and Quentin Hassel, a 6'3 senior, checks in now for Bayard, replacing Rash with those 2 personals. In the corner. That 3 would not go. 6-5 as Bayard brings it into the front court. Down by 1. Hopkins on the catch. Marquez near the right corner. They dump it down low. Turning and scoring, Avalese.
Avalese.
A 7-6 lead for Bayard. Boys' third place game for the WTC tourney this year. Mitchell girls won the third place game, the first matchup of the day here at Bridgeport High. They beat Morrow 50-35. Jace Nelson rebounding the miss from Ellis Livingston, and Nelson fouled on the putback attempt.
Hassel's first foul.
That goes on Hassel, his first.
15 foul.
Already 5 team fouls called against Bayard, and it's Jace Nelson at the line. This is the first. He's a 63% foul shooter. Tried to tie it up. Nelson gets 1 of 2. He's got the first 7 for Gordon-Rushville. Charles Hollowhorn is into the game. Also checking in is Donovan Fillmore as head coach Joel Nelson goes to some of the reserves off the bench. Good backdoor cut to Jack Kildow. Can't finish near the rim. You stay tied at 7. Logan Salama also into the game off the bench for Gordon-Rushville. Missed shot, and the follow falls through.
Logan Salama.
Salama, the 5'5 sophomore. And Gordon-Rushville leads it 9-7, 3 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Shot would not go for Quentin Hassel. We're going to get a whistle and a foul called against Gordon-Rushville. And 2 shots coming for Garrett Hopkins.
Eagle Hawks first foul, 15th foul.
Hopkins now 2 for 3 at the foul line. Make it 3 out of 4. And we're tied back up at 9 apiece. Handling into the front court is Salama. He'll drive it. Lefty layup, couldn't finish. The rebound grab by Quentin Hassel for the Tigers. Trent Marquez into the front court for Bayard. Holds the ball. Closing out defensively was Salama. Now Marquez, a little crossover. Hassel bounces it to Avaliz, a 6-foot senior. He'll shoot it over top of the defender. Challenging the shot that time was Carter Anderson. We get a whistle, and a foul goes against Tristan Muir.
Carter Winners, first foul. 16 foul.
Anderson on the right wing. Back cut, nothing there. Now Salama on the left side wing. Near the top of the key. Anderson, now the baseline drive, and Keenan Schwarting has his first field goal as Gordon-Rushville leads 11-9. Up top, Hopkins. He's got 3 early points for Bayard. Hopkins in the corner right side. Good look underneath. Reverse layup. It spins out on Tristan Muir, and now losing the basketball out of bounds. Gordon-Rushville's Donovan Fillmore. 3 substitutions. Nelson back into the game. P.J. Lynch returns, as does Ellis Livingston for the Mustangs. Gordon-Rushville leading 11-9. Inbounds pass comes to Hopkins. Stays on the dribble. Dumps it down low to Muir. Hassel nearly throws it away. Muir grabs the loose basketball. Avaliz, 11-9, Gordon-Rushville. Bayard basketball in the half court. Staying patient on this possession. Hopkins started baseline, spun back towards the middle, missed the shot. Touched last by Bayard. It'll go to the Mustangs. 1:50 to play here in the first quarter. WTC basketball today on KDB.TV, brought to you by Viero Wireless, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Sean Harvey Farm Bureau, and Ideal Linen and Uniform, and Bluff Sanitary Supply. Third place game for the boys tournament here today. They enter it down low. Nelson with a left-hand finish. Can't get the shot to fall, but he's fouled. And Jace Nelson will shoot 2 more at the line.
Hopkins, second foul.
Second foul on Garrett Hopkins.
Foul.
And it looks like Kildow will check back in now for the Tigers. Nelson is 3 for 4 at the line here in the first quarter. He's got 8 of the 12 here early for the Mustangs. Make it 9 of 13. He hits both. Trent Marquez to Avaliz. Now Kildow shoots a pass to the right corner. Up top, stepping into the passing lane and coming up with the steal, a live ball turnover. And that leads to a run out the other direction as Ellis Livingston scores on the layup. 15-9, a timeout on the floor. We'll break with them. A 6-point lead right now for Gordon-Rushville on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Sean Harvey Farm Bureau, Platte Valley Companies, Johnson Cashway, Main Street Appliance, and by Panhandle Auto Group. Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Sean Harvey Farm Bureau, Platte Valley Companies, Johnson Cashway, Main Street Appliance, and by Panhandle Auto Group.
Pull-up jumper at the foul line off the mark. Into the front court for Gordon-Rushville comes Salama.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Sean Harvey Farm Bureau.
Seconds to play here in the opening quarter. It's a 15-9 lead for the Mustangs. Avalise, left side, Marquez has it. Marquez along the baseline. They get it to Muir. Back cut, and they throw it away. Nelson's pass deflected. That's the third Bayard turnover here in the opening stanza. Lynch in the paint, and we're going to get a shooting foul, as that was Hollowhorn going to the bucket, a 6'4 senior. Kildow whistled for the foul, his first.
Eighth team foul.
Hollowhorn, a 58% free throw shooter. And he gets both. Look good in the process. Gordon-Rushville extends to an 8-point lead. Final couple seconds of the quarter. Bayard did not recognize how much time was left, and that shot came after the buzzer sounded. First quarter is in the books here, our boys' third place game, as Gordon-Rushville leads Bayard 17-9 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by State Farm Joe Mejia, Farmers State Bank, Panhandle Co-op, Dave's Pharmacy, and by Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Many people count on space heaters and electric blankets to help stay warm in the winter. Here are a few safety tips. Space heaters need space all around them. Only buy space heaters that are tested and labeled by a national recognized facility. Before using a space heater or electric blanket, inspect the cord for cracks or warm spots. Finally, turn off electric blankets when not in use. Space heaters and electric blankets can provide needed comfort or can be deadly if not used with care. So use caution this winter season. This message is brought to you by Chimney Rock Public Power District, your touchstone energy partner, the power of human connections.
Chris Cottrell back with you on KDB.TV this afternoon. Boys' third place game for the WTC tournament. We're at Bridgeport High School for 4 games. And another turnover for the Tigers. That's their fourth. Early second quarter action. An 8-point lead for Gordon-Rushville. Right side with a basketball is Schwarting. Now back up top, that's Anderson. Gives it to P.J. Lynch. Underneath, count it for Jace Nelson. As he's now into double figures with 11 and a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
Hassel, second foul.
Quentin Hassel called for the foul. That's his second. Bayard's got some early foul trouble. 3 players already with 2. Nelson can't convert at the stripe. He's 4 for 6 at the foul line. Like they'll disallow the hoop. A foul on the floor. That goes against Ellis Livingston. Bayard will inbound along the baseline. Comes into Avalise. Avalise dribbles inside the arc. Pulls up for the mid-range J off the mark. And here comes Gordon-Rushville into the front court with it. Is Carter Anderson, a sophomore. Jace Nelson, a fellow sophomore. Driving to the bucket. Ellis Livingston off the square for 2. Livingston has 4, and Gordon-Rushville has stretched it out to a 21-9 lead. Quentin Hassel, Kildow, turns it over on the bounce. Here comes Gordon-Rushville, the lefty finish in transition for P.J. Lynch.
P.J. Lynch for 2.
And Gordon-Rushville pulling away here in the second quarter. It's 23-9. Muir. Little weave action there for a moment on the perimeter behind the arc. Avalise comes to a jump stop, a reach in, and before the reach in and maybe a steal, they get a travel called against Naaman Avalise. 3 turnovers in the quarter, 6 in the game now for Bayard. 6:25 to play in the second. Marquez defends on the perimeter. Livingston nearly lost it. They kick it outside. Carter Anderson hoists the 3. Nobody home for a defensive rebound, but kicking it away out of bounds was Keenan Schwarting for Gordon-Rushville. 3rd turnover for the Mustangs. Bayard will get it back, trailing by 14. Trevor Rash with 2 fouls is checked back into the game. Marquez brings it across into the front court. Garrett Hopkins loses the basketball. And then a reach-in foul. Hopkins and Hassel each have 2. This one goes against Quentin Hassel, his 3rd. Double bonus time now. 2 shots at the line for Keenan Schwarting.
2 shots. 10th team foul.
Schwarting 33% this year, and he misses the first. .554 to play in the first half. Schwarting misses both. In traffic, Rash, the shot won't go. Foul called against Jace Nelson, his first. Marquez, Hopkins. Avalise on the perimeter. Hopkins picks up his dribble, gives it to Marquez. Back to Garrett Hopkins. Avalise in the paint, shoots over top of Jace Nelson, and Damon Avalise has his second basket.
For 2.
Warlance Eaglehawk is into the game, down low, and no answer for Jace Nelson. 4 in the quarter. And he's got 13 in the ball game. It's a 14-point cushion right now for Gordon-Rushville. They lead 25-11. Half court set, wide open underneath. Rash came free. And he's got his first 2 points. It's 25-13. Nelson driving to the bucket. Carter Anderson. No help defense arriving, but Anderson can't knock down the shot. Bayard trying to get a little bit closer. They trail by 12. 4:13 to play in the first half. Marquez dribbling on the perimeter. Rash on the right wing. Now Hopkins drives baseline right side. High off the square. They're going to call a travel before the shot. 4th turnover of the quarter committed by the Tigers. Wholesale substitutions for Joel Nelson, the head coach for Gordon-Rushville. Salama back in. He'll handle the point guard duties. Kanye Hollowhorn into the game now for the first time. We get a turnover committed by Gordon-Rushville. 25-13 with 3:58 to play in the first half. 5th turnover of the game for Gordon-Rushville. Marquez into the front court for the Tigers. Back cut, nothing doing. Hopkins holds at the high post, left elbow. Eaglehawk now. Marquez. They get it to Hopkins. Spins, comes back middle. And Garrett Hopkins has 5 points. That leads Bayard in scoring. 10-point lead for Gordon-Rushville. 3:23 to play in the first half. Charles Hollowhorn whips a pass up top. Carter Anderson has it. Dribble handoff action to Logan Salama outside. Hollow horn. Carter Anderson dribbles inside the arc, and that'll be a Gordon-Rushville turnover. Their fourth of the quarter, 9 combined turnovers for these two teams here in the second quarter, 3:04 to play. Avalese across the timeline for Bayard. Warlance Eaglehawk drives along the baseline, had it poked away, it's out of bounds, last touch by Hollow horn of Gordon-Rushville. Inbounds pass is tipped by the inbound pass defender. Here comes Gordon-Rushville in transition, and they throw it away. Gordon-Rushville outscoring Bayard 8-6 here in the second. It was 17-9 at the end of the first quarter. Hopkins lobs it to the perimeter to Rash. Warlance Eaglehawks 3 off the right side of the rim. Offensive rebound goes to Hopkins. He goes up, gets fouled on the shot, and Garrett Hopkins will shoot 2 more at the line. He's 3 for 4 at the charity stripe so far in the ball game. And again, we'll see wholesale substitutions now for the Mustangs with 4 fresh bodies set to check in. Hopkins stays locked in at the stripe. He's 4 for 5. 6'3" sophomore averages 11 points a game. He's got 5 so far in the first half. Kildow back in. Muir as well for Bayard. Avalese and Rash to the bench. Hopkins short on the second. The rebound to big Jace Nelson. Ellis Livingston. Now Lynch. Driving along the baseline left side. Losing the basketball was Salama, but it winds up right in the hands of Ellis Livingston, who buries the triple out of the right corner. Livingston has 7 points here in the half, and the lead is 28-16 as Bayard turns it over for a 6th time here in the quarter. Salama underneath, they get it to Nelson. Nelson goes up strong and gets it off the square. 2 more for Jace Nelson. 15 first half points. He's got half the Gordon-Rushville total. They lead 30-16. Eaglehawk to Marquez. He'll hoist a triple. Tipped. Stays in bounds. And Bayard will draw the foul. It's Hopkins taking the contact that time. That foul goes against Keenan Schwarting, his first. A little after 4 o'clock here on your Saturday afternoon. High school basketball with the Western Trails Conference Tournament on KDB.TV. How about the quick hands of Jace Nelson reaching in? 7 turnovers in the quarter for Bayard. Wide open look from the outside, and knocking down the triple is Keenan Schwarting. And it's 33-16. Jack Kildow swarmed by multiple defenders, and a foul called against Gordon-Rushville. Coverage of the WTC Conference Tournament brought to you by Firehouse Bar and Grill, AA Feeds, ENH CPAs, Lessard Insurance, and John's Body Shop. Jack Kildow at the line, shooting 83% on the season. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. 17-point lead. The Bayard deficit right now greater than the amount of points they've been able to put on the board so far in this first half. We go under 1 minute to play as we approach halftime. Right side wing with the basketball is Salama. Up top, Nelson. Just a sophomore. Plenty of youth on this team for Joel Nelson. Good find from Jace Nelson. Got it to Schwarting. Couldn't score it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Touch last by Keenan Schwarting, the 5'11 sophomore. Nelson, their leading scorer, 14 a game. He's got 15 here in the half. 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Tristan Muir loose with the basketball. Kildow, open look for three. It won't go. Offensive rebound. Garrett Hopkins finds a wide open Warlance Eaglehawk underneath, and Eaglehawk has his first two.
Warlance Eaglehawk for two.
Good find from Hopkins. (33-18), under 5 to play. They get it to Nelson, and he scores it as the buzzer sounds. Jace Nelson with 8 points in the quarter, 17 in the first half. We are at halftime. Boys' third place game, consolations. Third place matchup here for the boys. WTC turning. It's Gordon-Rushville leading Bayard 35-18 on our West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Castle & Cook Mortgage, Emerald Court, Valley Auto Locators, Prima, and by Regional West. Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Trinidad Benham, Runza Restaurants, Dooley Oil, Bayard Tiger Paws, and by Frankie's Bar.
No matter what the groundhog says, you'll be mowing before you know it this spring. The best way to make sure you're ready for the first blades of grass is to take advantage of Sandberg Honda's Spring Tune-Up Special. From now until May 31st, schedule your lawnmower tune-up and receive free pickup and delivery in Scottsbluff and Gearing. As a bonus, schedule service by March 10th and save with the early bird special. Call Sandberg Honda at 436-2179 for details and to schedule your spring lawnmower tune-up today.
When you call Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, you will have options. Repair it, rebuild it, or update it. Whether your furnace stops working or your bathtub won't drain, Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating provides the services you need to be comfortable. Weekends, holidays, or late nights, we will be there. With over 30 years of service, our certified technicians and cutting-edge technology can keep your systems running at their peak efficiency. Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, every time we enter your home, we leave it a better place to live.
Chris Cottrell back with you. Halftime score for our boys' third place game for the WSTC Saturday action here as we wrap up conference tournament weekend for the Western Trails Conference. It is 35-18 with Gordon-Rushville in front right now on cruise control against the Bayard Tigers. Let's get a look at some of the halftime statistics. We'll start with Bayard and check out their individual scoring totals. Leading Bayard in scoring here at halftime is Garrett Hopkins. The sophomore has 6. 4 points in the game for Damon Avalese, and then 2 apiece for Trevor Rash, Jack Kildow, Trent Marquez, and Warlance Eaglehawk. Really, the main stat right now for Bayard is turnovers. They've coughed it up 10 times through 2 quarters, 7 turnovers in the second quarter. And that's one of the main reasons they're behind the 8 ball here at the break, trailing 35-18, down by 17 points. They trailed 17-9 at the end of the first quarter. A 35-18 lead. We'll step away, and when we come back, we'll check the scoring totals for Gordon-Rushville as they are looking for their 13th win of the season. At halftime, boys' third place game for the WTC tourney here, hosted by Bridgeport the last 2 days. It's Gordon-Rushville and boys action. Third place game up 35-18 on Bayard on our West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Trinidad Benham, Runza Restaurants, Dooley Oil, Bayard Tiger Paws, and by Frankie's Bar. Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Scottsbluff Body and Paint, Parker, Lessard Insurance, and by Ideal Linen and Uniform and Bluff Sanitary Supply.
Hey y'all, Heather here with Platte Valley Vac & Sew. Platte Valley Vac & Sew has been a cornerstone in downtown Scottsbluff since 1977. Our family brings over 100 years combined experience in the vacuum and sewing machine industry. We stand behind all of our products with a warranty you can trust and service you can count on. Whether you decide to shop in-store or online at PlatteValleyVacandSew.com, our quality products and customer care shine through. You can buy online, sign up for classes, see a calendar of classes and events, view our newsletter, and stay up to date. Platte Valley Vac & Sew, downtown Scottsbluff, and online to serve you.
Logos and Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design.
Chris Cottrell with you on KDB.TV this afternoon. We get late here in the day, 4:22 the time. We've got 2.5 more ball games for you. Halftime of this boys' third place matchup between Gordon-Rushville and Bayard. It's all Gordon-Rushville at halftime. They lead 35-18 for Gordon-Rushville in the scoring column. Big 6'5" sophomore Jace Nelson leads the team in scoring with 17. Ellis Livingston has 7. Keenan Schwarting has 5 points in the ball game, and then 2 apiece for P.J. Lynch, Charles Hollowhorn, and Logan Salama. Coverage of the Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament brought to you by Frankie's Bar, Shelter Insurance, Travis Hawk, Valley Auto Locators, Platte Valley Companies, and Regional West. Also Wiedemann Financial, Dooley Oil, Parker, Bayard Tiger Paws, and Ally Property Management. Earlier this afternoon, in the girls' third place game, it was a rivalry matchup as Mitchell knocked off Morrill by the score of 50-35. Jaden Kano led Mitchell with 13. Margie Schmidt was also in double figures with 10. Morrill got 16 from Alicia Garou, 3 below her season average. And Morrill had 3 players foul out coming down the home stretch of that game. And how about Mitchell hitting 13 of 14 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter to salt that game away. Kano knocked down all 5 of her attempts. Angelica Gutierrez hit 4 out of 4 at the line, 13 of 14 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter as Mitchell picks up their 10th win of the season. We'll see how things shake out here in the second half of this one, but right now it's looking good for Gordon-Rushville and head coach Joel Nelson. They are 12-8 so far this season and in prime position to pick up their 13th victory. They are in front 35-18. We'll be back with third quarter action in just a moment. Halftime score from Bridgeport. Gordon-Rushville leading Bayard in the boys' third place game 35-18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Papa Murphy's, John's Body Shop, the Western Nebraska Pioneers, and by Greg's Auto Body and Paint.
We do 2 pictures just like we've done in the past, one straight down and one from the side, but it's better in the fact that they're going to get called back less, there's greater accuracy, and it's a lot easier to find it in dense breasts. A woman should start getting their mammos at age 40 every year, and 1 in 8 people get breast cancer, so it's the best way to find it is early detection.
Start of the second half, 35-18. Gordon-Rushville with the big lead and the basketball. Ellis Livingston, right side Carter Anderson has it. Gordon-Rushville leading 35-18. P.J. Lynch along the baseline. An open look for Anderson near the right corner. Missed the 3. Ball popped up into the air, grabbed by Jace Nelson. A second shot here to open the third quarter, and it won't go. Pair of misses for the Mustangs on their opening possession of the second half. Damon Avalese brings it into the front court for Bayard. Marquez cut off. Avalese outside. He'll drive to the rim, scored with the layup off the square. Damon Avalese has 6.
Avalese for 2.
Schwarting. Gordon-Rushville nearly turns it over, and now they do. They're going to get Ellis Livingston for the double dribble. I had Bayard for 10 first-half turnovers. That's the 8th of the game there on Gordon-Rushville. Garrett Hopkins led Bayard in the first half with 6. He gives it to Trevor Rash. Avalese, now Rash. He'll shoot the triple, kind of fading away near the sideline, came up short. Outlet pass from Livingston to P.J. Lynch, who's a 6'1 junior. They start 4 sophomores and Lynch a junior. Marquez challenging in the open floor, pokes it away out of bounds. 6:40 to play in the third. Nelson, left corner, they'll bounce it down low. Pump fake, got 2 defenders in the air, and losing the basketball out of bounds on the way up was Carter Anderson. Anderson averages 10. He was scoreless in the first half. Nelson leads Gordon-Rushville in scoring on the season at 14 a game. He had 17 in the first half. No answer for Bayard defensively for the big fella for Gordon-Rushville down low. Rash, open look, Marquez shoots the triple, rims out on him. Schwarting the rebound. Outlet pass in a hurry. Good transition opportunity, and the Mustangs come up empty as Lynch couldn't convert on the layup. 35-20 the score. Kildow, he drives. Count it in the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Jack Kildow.
Jack Kildow for 2.
So Bayard has scored the first 4 points.
Second foul. First team foul.
Here in the third quarter, 35-22 the score. Kildow, an 83% free throw shooter. Converts on the old-fashioned 3-point play. 35-23, Bayard within 12. Livingston. Now Anderson, Nelson. P.J. Lynch being defended by Rash. Nearly a throwaway for Gordon-Rushville. Anderson gives it to Ellis Livingston. Now Keenan Schwarting. Almost stolen away by Marquez. Underhand scoop pass. They get it to Livingston. Wide open shooter. That's Keenan Schwarting. He missed the 3 badly off the left side of the backboard. Here comes Bayard trying to get to within 10. Marquez, it would not go. Offensive rebound for Garrett Hopkins. The sophomore shot rolls off the iron right side. And now we're going to get a whistle and a timeout taken by Gordon-Rushville head coach Joel Nelson, a 30-second stoppage in play. We'll keep it right here, 35-23, with Gordon-Rushville leading this one by 12. Earlier in the girls' third place game, it was Mitchell, a 50-35 winner over Morrill. Jaden Kano led Mitchell in scoring with 13 points. Mitchell mentioned this earlier. They had 13 of 14 at the foul line in the fourth to really give Morrill no chance. Trying to come back in the fourth quarter, put him at the line multiple times, and Mitchell is up to the task. Out of the timeout, Gordon-Rushville basketball. Ellis Livingston dribbling on the perimeter. Marquez defends. They'll bounce it to Schwarting. Dribble handoff, kind of leaning towards the right a little bit on the release was P.J. Lynch, but an offensive rebound underneath for Jace Nelson. And Kildall whistled for the foul. His second, 2 shots coming now for Jace Nelson. First is off the mark. He's 4 for 7 at the line. Yet to score here in the second half. He has 17 points. Nelson hits 1 of 2. 36-23, that's the first point of the quarter. Took nearly 3.5 minutes for Gordon-Rushville to score here in the third. Hopkins. That bounced off the iron twice. Bayard comes up with an offensive rebound. Trevor Rash. Now Avalise works into the paint. Avalise in traffic, had his shot blocked, and here comes Gordon-Rushville. Keenan Schwarting. And reaching in, nearly coming up with the steal was Hopkins. Hitting the floor, Schwarting got it to Lynch. And the lefty Lynch off the square. And P.J. Lynch has his second basket, 4 points so far in the contest. 38-23, back to a 15-point lead. It rolls off the iron from short range. The look would not drop for Rash. In transition, Carter Anderson pulls up and knocks down the mid-range jumper. That's his first basket. He's got his first 2 points, and it's a 15-point lead. Gordon-Rushville led by 17 at halftime. 3 minutes and 32 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Hopkins will shoot over the defender, the 3 ball. Clangs off the iron right side. Gordon-Rushville clears the glass, and they bring it into the front court. Anderson waits for help, gives it to Ellis Livingston. Livingston, a 5'7" sophomore guard. They start 4 sophomores, does Joel Nelson, the head coach for Gordon-Rushville. Right side, Anderson. Or check that, Anderson has it now, took it from Schwarting. Schwarting comes open. Pump fake, he'll dribble it near the foul line right side. And the foul is going to go against Trevor Rash. That'll be the third on Rash. Jace Nelson will take a seat, as will Ellis Livingston. Salama checks in, as does Charles Hollowhorn. High post right side, Schwarting with it. Now Salama into the paint with a right hand for 2. Gets it to go off the square, use the backboard, fundamentally sound. And Salama has 4, and the lead is 19. Answering back quickly is Warlance Eaglehawk for Bayard. He's got 4. 42-25, the lead back to 17, and a reach-in foul goes against Trent Marquez.
Marquez's second foul.
Second foul on the 5'10" sophomore. Kildow's out. Quentin Hassel checks in for the Tigers. Handoff action out high. Shooting the 3 is Carter Anderson. That's off the mark. Ball loose on the floor. Eaglehawk grabs it for Bayard. Gives it to Hassel. Now to Eaglehawk. They need to find a ball handler, and they get it to Avalise. Right side, Hopkins. Holds the ball high, puts it on the deck. Picks up his dribble, finds Eaglehawk cutting to the basket. Nice find from Hopkins to Warlance Eaglehawk. Foul goes on Charles Hollowhorn. That'll be his second.
Second team foul.
And it's Eaglehawk at the stripe to shoot two for Bayard. He hits the first. .210 to go in the third. And Eaglehawk hits both. He's got 6 points in the game. We'll get some substitutions. Nelson and Livingston check back in for the Mustangs. And back into the contest, it's Marquez sitting as Kildow's back on the floor for Bayard. 42-27. P.J. Lynch running some weave action on the perimeter. Ellis Livingston, he'll shoot the three, and Livingston gets it to go. Ellis Livingston averages 7.5. He's in double figures now with 10, and the lead is 18 for Gordon-Rushville. Good find from Hopkins on the assist, the layup for Quentin Hassel.
For two.
Lynch blows by Eaglehawk near the baseline. Looking for a second straight triple. It won't drop for Ellis Livingston. 45-29. 1:12 to play here in the third. Little ragged. It winds up an open look for Hopkins, the three. Just a little long. Eaglehawk, I believe, touched it last. No, they'll say out of bounds off of Gordon-Rushville. Carter Anderson, the 5'11 sophomore, checks back in. Lynch will sit for the Mustangs. Right now for Bayard, it's Kildow, Hopkins, Eaglehawk, Hassel, and Avaliz. Nelson deflects the pass, and Eaglehawk got a hand on it, tried to throw it back in bounds. It's last touch by Bayard. Under a minute to play in the third quarter, 45-29. Charles Hollowhorn, right side. That's Ellis Livingston. Gives it to the big fella Nelson on the perimeter. Carter Anderson, they left him open, and he can't knock down the three. Anderson is shooting 36% from three. Yet to knock one down this afternoon. Jack Kildow to Hopkins. Wide open look, and Garrett Hopkins drains one from downtown. Hopkins has 9. 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Bayard back to within 13, trying to get a little bit closer here as we head towards the fourth. Under 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Livingston, jump stop. Off balance shot, would not go. Hopkins grabs the rebound. He'll fire as the buzzer sounds. We've played 3 after 3 quarters here at Bridgeport. Boys' third place game of the WTC tournament. Gordon-Rushville leads Bayard 45-32 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Papa Murphy's, John's Body Shop, the Western Nebraska Pioneers, and by Greg's Auto Body and Paint.
At Platte Valley Bank, we realize the way people want to bank in the future may be different than it has been. As comfort levels and desires vary by person, banking may be different for some, yet not for others. We offer the best of both worlds, a traditional banking experience with our friendly tellers and an online or mobile banking option with features that you can personalize and utilize anytime, anywhere you go, so you can bank how you want, when you want, and from where you want to. Platte Valley Bank.
Chris Cottrell back with you here as we are 20 minutes away from Saturday evening arriving. Fourth quarter action. Second of 4 on KNEB.TV. WTC tournament action here at Bridgeport. 1 year only for the semis, consolation, and championship games away from Cougar Palace at Western Nebraska Community College in Scottsbluff. TV coverage, glad to have you along. Bayard trailing Gordon-Rushville by 13 as we open up this final stanza, 45-32. Kildow trying to rein one in from deep, missed everything. Here comes Gordon-Rushville. Ellis Livingston, bounce pass to an open Keenan Schwarting, a whistle and a foul, and a chance for a three-point play for Keenan Schwarting. Schwarting has 7.
Schwarting for 2.
Schwarting at the line this year, just a 33% shooter.
14 foul.
Barely draws iron. Kildown runs down the rebound. And here comes Bayard. Kildow takes it across the timeline. Avaliz up top. Now back to the left side. Out high right, Marquez with the basketball. Trent Marquez, now reach-in foul is going to go against Ellis Livingston.
Livingston, second foul.
Second foul on Ellis Livingston.
Foul.
Marquez to inbound. Kildow was cutting through. No pass delivered. Avaliz. Hopkins finds Kildow. Kildow can't convert. Grabs his miss. Up in traffic. Scores it. And a foul. Kildow looked a little frustrated on that possession.
Kildow for 2.
He cut a couple of different times to the basket. Wanted a pass delivered. Never got it.
Livingston's third foul.
Foul goes on Ellis Livingston, his third. Kildow now with 7 points. Over an 80% foul shooter, misses another. He's 1 for 3 at the line today. Schwarting, 6 minutes and 33 seconds to play here in regulation. Nelson, P.J. Lynch. Nelson had a quiet third quarter. Lynch on the drive, it won't go. Carter Anderson had his shot blocked by Rash, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul called on Gordon-Rushville. That's number 2 on Jace Nelson.
Second foul, 15 foul.
15 foul, second on Nelson, and a timeout taken by Bayard. 6:19 to play in the ball game. Gordon-Rushville leading over the Bayard Tigers 47-34 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Papa Murphy's, John's Body Shop, the Western Nebraska Pioneers, and by Greg's Auto Body and Paint.
You may look forward to spending the seasons with family in your home, but not when these critters come knocking on your door. That's where Benzel Pest Control saves the day. Family owned since 1976, we provide prompt, professional, and efficient services to keep your home or business safe and secure all year round.
With 3 generations and more than 4 decades of service to the Nebraska Panhandle and Southeast Wyoming, Benzel Pest Control is the only name in all seasons pest defense.
KDB.TV coverage for WTC basketball here on a Saturday afternoon, soon to be evening. Bayard boys down by 13, struggling to get this thing under 10 to give themselves a real chance, and now they turn it over on the offensive end. P.J. Lynch has it. Ball is loose. Lynch able to track it down after it was touched by a teammate. He saves it in bounds. That last turnover was the 14th of the game committed by Bayard. Gordon-Rushville leading 47-34. Jace Nelson leads all scorers with 18 points, and now Gordon-Rushville coughs it up. That's their 10th turnover. Garrett Hopkins goes strong. We're going to get an offensive foul as P.J. Lynch stepped in and drew the charge.
Hopkins.
Third foul on Hopkins.
Third foul. 15 foul.
Anderson. Hopkins steps out. And a double dribble is the call as Anderson turns it over. (47-34). 5:20 to go here in the fourth. Nearly a turnover. Hopkins lost it. Nelson comes up with a loose ball. Gordon-Rushville on the offensive end. They'll set up in the half court. Anderson. Bounce pass and a turnover. Gordon-Rushville getting loose with the basketball here in this fourth. They've got the double-digit lead, 47-34. A little over 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Cutting to the bucket is Kildow. Kildow can't score the layup. Nelson the rebound for Gordon-Rushville. Salama brings it across the timeline. Feeds P.J. Lynch. Lynch to Nelson. Nelson gets rid of it to Carter Anderson. 4.5 minutes to play. Girls Championship game is next up, and things getting a little chippy out there in the open floor between Anderson and Avalese.
Avalese, first foul, 16 foul.
First foul on Damon Avalese, a 6'4", senior. Carter Anderson will inbound. They're going to take Avalese out. Trevor Rash will come into the ball game. Inbounding is Anderson. Salama gives it back to Carter Anderson. Bounces it to Ellis Livingston. Livingston scored 10. Gordon-Rushville leading 47-34. Dribble handoff action on the perimeter. Anderson and Schwarting. Three-man weave action as Gordon-Rushville looks to milk some clock. We go under 4 to play here in the ball game. Livingston. Bayard will have to extend defensively here at some point. Schwarting. They're staying patient right now. Reaching around from behind. Now it's Livingston attacking the rim, and a late whistle and a foul called on Jack Kildow. Coverage of the Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by WNCC, Dave's Pharmacy, Greg's Auto Body and Paint, Papa Murphy's, and State Farm, Joe Mejia. 47-34, 13-point cushion for the Mustangs. Make it 14 as Ellis Livingston now with 11 points in the ball game. Livingston misses the second, and here comes Bayard. Garrett Hopkins, the sophomore, brings it across the timeline for the Tigers. He'll hand it off out high to Kildow. Under 3.5 to play in the ball game. Right side, Kildow, baseline. Hopkins. Hopkins up top. Rash will shoot the triple and knock it down. Trevor Rash has his second basket of the ball game. He's got 5, and Bayard's down by 11. A stop. That's where they've got to start right now. Nelson gets the basketball. Schwarting. Good decision to pass up that open three. Now along the baseline, Salama. Livingston. Carter Anderson. And a whistle and a foul Hopkins and Rash were in the neighborhood, and the foul goes on Trevor Rash. That's his fourth.
Rash's fourth foul, eighth team foul.
Avalise comes back into the game as Quentin Hassel heads back to the bench. Anderson, the front end of the 1-and-1. He's a 61% foul shooter. And that pushes the lead back to 12. Anderson misses the second. And Anderson able to dart his way in there. Almost came up and grabbed his own miss. Instead, the ball knocked away out of bounds, and now we're going to get a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 49-37 with Gordon-Rushville in this boys' third place consolation game, up by 12 on Bayard. Jeff Kelly's got basketball for you right now on KMOR 93.3. As Scottsbluff is playing at Sydney. Scottsbluff boys last night get their biggest win of the season so far as they go up to Alliance and win it 50. I don't have my scorebook in front of me. I think it was 55-53. It was a 2-point win. A couple of free throws from Kellen Harris with 5 seconds left in the game. And now we get a Bayard turnover in the open floor. Carter Anderson, and that's probably going to do it. They get the steal out of the timeout, and they lead it by 14. Rash can't knock down the triple, missed everything on the shot. And Gordon-Rushville will get the ball back. 2:21 to go in the game, and a 14-point lead. Never quite fully put Bayard away in this one until right around now, but Bayard was never able to get it down to single digits to make a real run at this thing down the stretch. Rash fouls out.
Trevor Rash at fifth foul. 19.
Warlance Eaglehawk will come in for Rash, and will also get a substitution with Marquez sitting and Tristan Muir into the game. Front end won't go. Offensive rebound, and that saves the possession for Gordon-Rushville. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the game. They've been running a little three-man weave action on the perimeter for about 2 minutes already, and now we'll get a foul from behind. Whistled against Garrett Hopkins. Fourth foul on Hopkins.
Fourth foul. 10th team foul.
And double bonus time as it's Carter Anderson at the stripe. .156 to play in the ball game. Anderson second off the mark, and he crossed over the foul line before that ball got to the rim. A lane violation on the shooter. Carter Anderson 2 for 4 at the free throw line. The lead is 15 for Gordon-Rushville. Driving to the bucket is Muir. A nifty layup with scoop with a right hand. And Tristan Muir has his first 2 points of the game. Minute 36 to play. And a timeout taken by Joel Nelson, the head man for Gordon-Rushville. A 30-second stoppage in play. 52-39 coverage of the Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament brought to you by the Western Nebraska Pioneers, Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, Johnson Cashway, and the Mitchell Care Center. Earlier in the girls' third place game, Mitchell beat Morrill 50-35. Next up will be the girls' championship game with Bridgeport and Gordon-Rushville, and then the nightcap will feature what should be a dandy between Bridgeport and Mitchell in the boys' title game. The Austin Tide-led Tigers, first year at the helm for Sean Sturkle and Bridgeport. And a foul called against Warlance Eaglehawks.
First foul, 10th team foul.
The lead is 13. And Livingston makes it 14. Ellis Livingston has 12 points in the ball game. Give him 13. 54-39 with 1:28 to go in regulation. Garrett Hopkins works along the baseline. Missed shot, grabbed by Jace Nelson for Gordon-Rushville. Outlet pass up ahead to P.J. Lynch. Lynch will pull the basketball out. We'll see if Bayard wants to extend the game by fouling anymore. Avalese tried. Now we're going to get a whistle. And this will go against Kildow.
Kildow's fourth foul.
Fourth foul on Kildow. Anderson off the mark. He scored 4 in the quarter. He's got 6 in the game. Came in averaging 10. 1 of 2 for Carter Anderson. He's 3 for 6 at the line here in the fourth quarter. Avalese can't score on the layup. Had a clear path to the basket. Could not get it to go. Full court pressure from the Tigers. 45 seconds to go here in regulation. Kildow will reach in foul, and that'll do it for Jack Kildow.
Kildow's
Rash fouled out, scoring 5.
10th team foul.
Kildow's day comes to a close. He scored 7. And Ellis Livingston will step to the free throw line. Livingston, 14 points. It's been a quiet second half for Jace Nelson. He leads all scorers with 18. He had 17 in the first half. .45 seconds left. One of 2 for Livingston. Under 40 to play. Carter Winter got cut off, and now we're going to get a whistle. And a shooting foul called against
Livingston's fourth foul, 16 foul.
Ellis Livingston. That'll be his 4th. And Carter Winter, he's a 6'1 sophomore. Foul shot short. JoJo Hopkins will get some mop-up duty also coming into the game. And now Coach Nelson will clear the bench for Gordon-Rushville. Sam Ferrero's in for Bayard. We've got number 24, who's not in the program. And mentioned Hopkins. 35 seconds to play as Winter gets the second. We go under 30, 56-40 the score. Salama. And there's a late heave, and that's off the mark and out of bounds. Kanye Hollowhorn has checked in for Gordon-Rushville. 12 seconds to go coming down the stretch. Ball in the air. Fell well short. And now the final few seconds will tick off the clock. And Gordon-Rushville gets a final 3-point bucket. Michael Perez knocks down a 3-ball as time expires. And the final 59-40 as Gordon-Rushville here in the boys bracket wins the third place game over the Bayard Tigers by 19 points. We'll add up the scoring totals, come back and wrap up our broadcast right after this on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by WNCC, Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, Shelter Insurance Travis Hawk, Ally Property Management, and by E&H CPAs. Coverage of the 2021 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Sean Harvey Farm Bureau, Platte Valley Companies, Johnson Cashway, Main Street Appliance, and by Panhandle Auto Group.
New season and new fashion is in at Compliments for you and your home. Check out what's new from Tribal and Charlie B. From light layers for warm days and cool nights to reversibles that are a must-have for the season. Compliments has the style for you. With great looks come great deals. Compliments always has weekly deals to bring more style into your life. Get ahead of the trends and get the new shapes, shades, and colors this season at Compliments for you and your home. 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
Western CPAP Supply has earned an impeccable professional reputation within the Wyoming and Western Nebraska region. Helping you get a good night's sleep is our passion. Our amazing team understands sleep disorders from a personal and professional level. We use CPAPs and BiPAPs too, and sometimes it just helps to work with people who share common ground. Our accredited CPAP supply company is approved by Medicare and Medicaid and is in network with every major insurance company in the region. Western CPAP Supply. We're here to help.
Chris Cottrell back with you here as we wrap things up from our boys' third place game here in the Western Trails Conference Tournament as Gordon-Rushville knocks off Bayard by the score of 59-40. Really never threatened in the second half after leading by 17 at halftime. Bayard was able to sneak it in there to about 12 a couple of times. I think maybe 11. Never could get it to single digits that maybe would have really threatened this Gordon-Rushville team. So a comfortable double-digit victory for the Mustangs, 59-40 as they improve to 13-8. Jace Nelson led all scorers with 18 for the Mustangs. He had 17 at halftime. 14 for Ellis Livingston, 7 points apiece for Carter Anderson and Keenan Schwarting. 4 apiece for P.J. Lynch and Logan Salama, and scoring 2 points was Charles Hollowhorn. For the Bayard Tigers, they drop to 11-10 now on the year. No one in double figures. Garrett Hopkins, the sophomore, led with 9. Then you had 7 points in the game for Jack Kildow. 6 apiece for Damon Avalese and Warlance Eaglehawk. 5 for Trevor Rash. He fouled out. Kildow also fouled out. We mentioned him scoring 7 earlier. So Rash with 5. 2 points apiece for Trent Marquez, Quentin Hassel, and Tristan Muir. And a single free throw tally late in the game off the bench for Carter Winter. So that gets us through 2 of our 4, a quadruple header, that's right, here on KDB.TV, Allo Channel 15, and Mobius Channel 1500. Coverage of the Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Emerald Court, Scottsbluff Body and Paint, Prima, Castle and Cook Mortgage, and Panhandle Auto Group. We'll have our third stream ready to go for you here in just a little bit, so we'll step away and then we'll come back with the girls' championship game as Bridgeport gets set to take on Gordon-Rushville. And then in our nightcap tonight, it'll be the boys' title game, what figures to be an outstanding one with Mitchell and the Bridgeport Bulldogs. Bridgeport the top seed in the girls' bracket, Bridgeport the top seed in the boys' bracket. 2 down. Our consolation games aren't complete. The girls' third place game earlier went to Mitchell. They beat Morrill by the score of 50 to 35, a 15-point victory. And again, that next game will have its own separate feed, so you'll have to find that one on our YouTube page. If you're watching on Allo Channel 15 or Mobius Channel 1500, then we'll be back with you and ready to go for the girls' championship game in just a little while. It looks like about 24 and a half minutes away from tip for that one. Final from the boys' third place game, Gordon-Rushville upends Bayard 59-40. We'll be back to visit with you and get you set for girls' title game action in just a little while on the Rural Radio Network.